Bilang mga guro, tayo ay instrumento ng Diyos para magbigay inspirasyon, saya at pag-asa sa mga bata. Nakadaupang palad namin yung mga bata na kung saan bata pa lang ay talagang katuwang na ng kanyang mga magulang sa paghahanap buhay.
Nakatabi ko tong isang bata na to. Siya ay grade 3, 16 years old.
Simple lang ang gusto niya na makasama niya ang kanyang pamilya na sama-sama kumakain ngayong Pasko.
Bakit ka nakapag-trabaho agad sa murang edad?
Para po may pambili ng bigas.
Pero bakit kailangan kumita ng pera?
Pag wala po kumakain, may pong maiabot sa pamilya.
Matamis.
Si Delay ay isang 15 taong gulang na may developmental delay na kahit pinagkakatuwaan sa kanyang kapansanan ay masigasig pa rin sa kanyang pag-aaral. Delay, anong ginagawa mo kapag yung mga klase mo tinutokso ka o inaaway ka? Umiiyak.
So, pag buhay dumadating na bahay, umiiyak siya, tapos magugupan siya ng kwarto.
Siya ang
Bakit sa palagay mo ay kailangan mo pa rin mag-aral, ngayon naman ay nakakapagtrabaho ka?
Kasi po yung kita po dito sa isla, kakaunti po, hindi po sapat para makaahon kami sa hirap. Kapag po siguro nakapagtapos po ako at makahanap po ng magandang trabaho, may aahon ko po sa hirap ang aking pamilya.
tuturuan ka, kakalingain ka.
Ngayong Pasko, anong gusto mong matanggap na regalo?
Kami ang DepEd TV sa gitna man.
Ayan, so good afternoon to our, again, kita tayo ulit. Good afternoon to our dear learners, our dear parents, especially our fellow educators. Mabuhay po kayo. Good afternoon, and I hope na kasama niyo pa rin ang inyong tutor Mark for this afternoon session for English 6. So welcome to our ETULay online, a free online tutorial brought to you by the Educational Technology Unit of the Department of Education, ICTS. So this is a free online tutorial para sa ating mga learners. So this will support and augment the materials available, whether it's a module or online or a mix or a blended platform or strategy na inyong teachers sa inyong school. So with the help of our tutors, sa aming kasama po ninyo kami para matulungan kayo para hindi lang masagutan ang mga modules, but at the same time to give additional learnings and additional information about the lesson. So good afternoon and hello again, Sir Joseph Bulaklak. Good afternoon again. Ito napaka-avid fan talaga natin to sa EdTech Unit. So laging sumusubaybay sa DepEd TV. And again, welcome sa ating session for English or English 6. So huwag na natin patagalin. So again, it will be a mix of an English lesson at the same time kino-compare natin sa Filipino para mas madaling ma-appreciate ng mga bata. So English is a very important subject. It's an essential skill na dapat we possess, na dapat mga learners natin na ma-acquire lalo na sa as early as possible para mas ma-ready sila sa kanilang future career or future path. And hi Ma'am Stephanie Keha. So that is why it's important na i-discuss or ang English subject ay matutunan. Kaya it's an academic subject, it's one of the major subject. And siguro ako nung nag-aaral ako, paborito ko ito nung ako ay grade 6. Principal na yung teacher ko ng grade 6 na to, si Miss Myla Perez. Hello po Ma'am Myla. Ako naiya ako, hindi ko naalala yung pangalan ng school ni Ma'am. Pero hindi na nagkakamali sa Pangasinan yung school. So isa sa paborito kong teacher. And because of her, nag-in-love ako sa English and I had a chance to compete in different competition like in a declamation contest, even in high school. So alam yan ng mga naging kaklase ko at naging teachers ko rin sa Santa Elena High School. Now it's Marikina High School, Santa Elena Annex. Now it's Santa Elena High School sa Marikina. Hello po, Ma'am Maymay de los Santos, Ma'am Divina, and Ma'am Dolores. Good afternoon po sa inyo. So again, welcome to English 6. So I'm not a teacher, sabi nga Sir Mark. We are a tutor today, so kaya Tagalog tayo ha. Baka lang po may mag-comment. Pero again, ito ay gusto na natin mapadali ang ating mag-grasp or ma-absorb agad ng mga bata yung tinuturo natin sa English text. While it's essential or it's of course it's good, dapat we speak in fluent English, but of course our learners kailangan natin silang gabayan at mas kung pwedeng ano natin, hindi naman kailangan i-chop-chop, pero if we speak in English in a sentence, it's much applicable, much recommended. It should be in a sentence, not Taglish. All right. For weeks 1 to 3, the objective is that as you learner you should identify the purpose, the key structure, and the language features of various types of informational or factual text. Meaning, we need to read a text, whether it's a paragraph or a story or novel. We need to identify what's the purpose of the author. So the structure refers to how the information within the text is organized, meaning paano siya sinulat ng author. So this strategy will help us, no, especially our learners, to understand what is the meaning of the text, what is the main idea and the details. A cause, no, and then its effect. So pwede mga ganun, no? Pwede nag-share, may sinasabi. Parang ano, kailangan tayo mga learners, kailangan natin tayo, no? We need to identify ano yung structure niyan, ano yung text structure na yan para mas madali nating malaman kung naiintindihan natin. So meaning we comprehend, no? We can identify the comprehension of our learners. So we can monitor them. All right, so good afternoon po from Ma'am Mabel Montebon. Good afternoon, Ma'am Cristina Manzano from San Ildefonso North, and Ma'am Aimee Osotima Palma from Tugatog National High School, SDO Malabon. Hello po, Ma'am Mildred Aranas from Lucena West. So again, our topic is about identifying the purpose, the structure of the text, the language features, kumbaga yung mga context clues, ano yung clue, paano natin siya nasabing nagkukwento lang ba ito, nagbibigay siya ng cause and effect, is it a problem-solving text? Ayan, nagbibigay na ako ng mga types, right? So, it's essential for us to know the structure para maintindihan natin paano tayo, kahit tayo mismo ay magsusulat when our teacher asks us to write something, what we're going to do, what will be our purpose, how are we going to construct the text, what will be the structure of our text. So para tayong kung nagsusulat tayo, kung tayo ay isang engineer, paano natin i-build ang isang bahay? So ano yung purpose natin? Ano yung structure na gagawin natin? Para ganun din sa text. Alright, so next. Ayan, bago yan, alam natin na we all know that the vast majority of the text that we're reading or we are writing is pwedeng ano yung purpose niya. We have one or more of the following purposes. It could be to make an argument. So, may argumento tayo, meron tayong gustong iparating, meron tayong gustong sabihin. Next, we are informing. So we write because we want to inform. We want to give facts. We want to give our opinion. So, parang ganun. So we need to inform them. And lastly, we want to tell a story. So iyon yung pwedeng purpose natin kung ba't tayo nagsusulat. So as alam niyo yun mga bata, kailangan nating matutunan ang pagsusulat. Why? Because it's also a skill. It's not just a parang ordinary skill. It's an essential skill. It's a life skill. Meaning, pang-araw-araw mo siya. Although hindi ka naman lagi nagsusulat. Pero, alam mo yun, if you know how to write properly, if you know how to organize your words, you know how to structure your story, no? Mas, alam mo yon, mas nadadala mo yung mga readers mo kung saan mo sila gustong papuntahin or ano yung gusto mong puntuhin. Parang sa pag nagsasalita tayo, if organize yung thoughts natin, if organize yung gagamitin natin mga words, we can tell a story. We can deliver a compelling story with conviction pa. Kung gusto mo pa, may conviction because you know the story. You know the structure of the story. So again, majority of the text or vast majority of texts are written for one or more of these purposes. It could be to make an argument, to inform your reader, or lastly, to tell a story. So we do have 5 text structures. Nasa inyong module din na mababasa. So we have the sequence or the instruction or process. We have the description. We have the cause and effect, comparison and contrast. And lastly, problem and solution. So isa-isahin natin yan mga bata para mas maintindihan natin paano ba nagsusulat or paano natin ma-decipher ang isang text. If it's a sequence, if it's a description, if it's a cause and effect, or comparison and contrast, and lastly, problem and solution. Hello kay Ma'am Lilet, isa sa aming mga quality assurance parang officer ang dating, no? Quality assurance namin na supervise at nag-check ng aming mga script sa DepEd TV. Yan, ang galing-galing ni Ma'am sa English. Kaya idol ko yan si Ma'am Lilet. Right, next. Yeah, shout out from Anilao Elementary School, si Riley Miguel Samonte, Ma'am Cecil Adaya. Hello po Ma'am Cecil. Yan, avid fan din natin yan sa DepEd TV and EdTech Unit. Jekri Fema, Leibag Rocios from Sex Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Good afternoon. Ayan. Si Ma'am Melanie ay taga Panghayaan Elementary School and Nikki from Carmona National High School. All right. So again, to continue, information or factual text are materials that provide significant information or details about a person or a particular person, place, thing, event, issue, and the like. It may vary in terms of type, signal questions, and signal words. So sabi ko nga, para tayong, excuse me, ito context clues, ano yung signal, ano yung clue, paano natin siya nasasabing ganito siya or anong type siya, anong text structure siya. Hello, Sir Orlando Francisco from SDO Manila, English teacher and literature. So good afternoon, Sir Orlando, and Ma'am Marivic Dogoy, good afternoon po. So a sequence, ayan, ang dali, no? Parang pag narinig na natin yung sequence, it is a text structure that gives readers a chronological, no? It is a statement of events or an items in order, or it enumerates procedures or steps in doing something. So pag nabasa natin, ito mga signal words, first, second, next, then, before, alam na natin na. Kasi it answers the steps or the events. Ano yung mangyayari? Ano yung next? Ano yung susunod na mangyayari? Ano yung kasunod? So that means it is a sequence type of informational text. So sunod, pag sinabasa natin sunod-sunod, sequence 1, step 1, step 2, and finally, pag narinig natin this happened, then this happened. So kailangan alam na natin automatic, sequence yan, Sir Mark. It's a sequence structured text. Alright? So pag nakita natin, may first, next, yan yung mga clue natin ha. May finally, meron pang eventually, how to, in order, during, last, until, earlier, from, meanwhile, while. Ayan, alam natin na yan ay sequence. Para may kasunod pa siya. Alright? Next. How we are going to use graphic organizer. Ano yung gamit natin na graphic organizer to present a sequence? So pwedeng timeline, pwedeng step-by-step na box, pwedeng cycle. Madali lang yan. If you're using a Microsoft Word, there's an option there for Smart Art. So you just click Smart Art and then you can create a graphic organizer na depende sa need or depende sa kung ano yung nire-require. So halimbawa, sequence. So you can choose step-by-step na graphic organizer sa Microsoft Word na Smart Art. Alright? So when students read or write a text with structure, may order or ang ano niyan, pag nakabasa mo na naka-organize siya, may order, yun na yung key natin. So parang kung step by step sa pagluluto. So hindi pwede kapag nagsusulat tayo, hindi pwedeng may maling steps. So kapag tayo ay gumagawa or nagsusulat when we're writing our sequence text, hindi tayo maliligaw. It means that you need to follow a certain direction. So kailangan siya ng tuloy-tuloy. So hindi siya pwedeng magkamali. So walang nagkakamali sa event kapag kayo ay nagsusulat na. Kasi nga, kailangan organize siya or in sequence. Alright? Next. Description. So this one is pretty straightforward because it's something that it's describing something. So yun lang, description. Nag-describe. So ang purpose niya ay mag-describe a place, person, thing, idea, concept, its features, characteristics, and giving example. So this type of structure is a detailed, something to give parang a reader a mental picture. So it means na na-imagine na ninyo. So if it's a description of text, it means it's giving you a specific topic about the idea that you need to describe. It describes how it looks, how it works, no? And at the same time, ano yung importante about it? So what is important to reader about it? And ang mga signal words natin dyan, pag nabasa ninyo, for instance, such as, an example, to illustrate, and characteristics. Yun na yun, nagde-describe na siya. So it's a description type of text. According to Sir Orlando, yes sir, graphic organizers are really a big help in discussing different texts in English, especially to those who are readers under frustration level. Yes, so that is why we need to teach our learners as well how to use graphic organizers. Right? So thank you, Sir Orlando. And shout out sa ating mga teachers from SDO ZC Estres Sail Buenas. And mga kasama natin, mga fellow educators natin from Mangaldan, Pangasinan. And Ma'am Abalos Joanne from SDO Marikina. Hello po. Ayan, so ako'y buong elementary high school ko ay sa SDO Marikina. So, ayan, parang Marikenyo ang dating kasi kabisado na yung mga kanta sa Marikina. Ayan. At talagang taga Marikina ay disiplinado. Yan, naalala ko si Mayor Bayani Fernando. Alright, so share lang. So again, description is pretty straightforward. Nakabasa nyo, nag-describe siya. It's a description type of text. So this is an example of a graphic organizer na pwede nyo magamit kapag kayo ay nagsusulat ng isang description type of informational text. So you tell why something is being described, ano yung examples niyan, dinidescribe ninyo. Descriptive texts are everywhere. So for example, sa mga novels, non-fiction novels, news articles, science textbooks, which makes the entire point of description to present information. Hello po, Ma'am Hazel Tan from Zamboanga del Norte Division. Wow, layo. Yan, salamat po sa pagsama sa amin. Alright, next. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Ayan, pag nabasa natin yung mga signal words natin, so, because, since, therefore, if, then, this led to, reason, as a result, may be due to, effect, consequently, for this reason, yan. Kung ano yung nangyari, ano yung effect, no? What happened and why it happened. So this structure presents a causal relationship between a specific event, idea, or concept in the event, ideas, or concept that follow. Example, kumari yung weather patterns natin. Ano yung nagde-describe bakit nagkaroon daw ng ganito? Bakit may umuulan ng yelo? May mga nangyaring ganun, no? So, Ma'am Cecil from SDO Batangas, hello po. Ayan, so cause and effect. Pag nabasa natin yung itong mga signal words natin, cause and effect pala yan, Sir Mark. Next. We can use this kind of, or this graphic organizer for cause and effect. Ayan. Compare and contrast, or comparison and contrast, this type of text, examine the similarities. Pag narinig ko kagad yung compare and contrast, ay Venn diagram agad yung na-imagine ko. So, ganun din yung ano ninyo, kung ano yung similar, ano yung dissimilar sa kanila, ano yung pinagkaiba nila, di ba yung sa outer ng circle, ano yung meron sa kanila na differences nila, then sa gitna, ano yung similar sa kanila between two people or more people, events, concept, and ideas. So this text structure involves comparison involving multiple things. So nagre-reveal siya ng ano yung pinagkaiba at ano yung kaparehas sa kanila. Ayan, okay? So, kailangan natin itong malaman kasi if we know how to contrast two or more things, it means that it doesn't mean necessarily mean it's we're identifying good or bad. But sometimes comparison also rely with the differences. So therefore, pwede siyang positive or negative. Ma'am Dina Jimenez still watching from Muntinlupa City. Hello po, ayan. Kapit lang Ma'am Dina, malapit na tayo matapos. Alright. So again, yan nga, Venn diagram, ang graphic organizer ng compare and contrast or comparison and contrast. So, yan. Yan yung pwede niyong gamitin mga bata para to organize the text or as a graphic organizer. And next natin, lastly is the problem and solution. So this type of structure is the writer sets up a problem or problems and explain the possible solutions and ano yung effect ng solution na yon. So meron siyang structure na gustong i-deliver ng author. Dapat ang author can or should identify the problem and should also detail a solution to this problem. So kapag nakita na ninyo ano yung problem, how to solve the problem, and ito yung keywords natin or mga signaling words natin, question is, dilemma is, the puzzle is, to solve this, one answer is, one reason for the problem is, ayan. So yan na yung clue natin na it's a problem and solution. Good afternoon, everyone watching from Lapu-Lapu Elementary School, San Roque District, Davao City. Hello po, mga teachers. Good afternoon po. And to our learners, good afternoon. Ayan. Alright. So ito yung pwede ninyong gamitin na example as a graphic organizer for problem and solution. Alright, so to sum up, the types of information or factual text, it can be a sequence, it can be a description, cause and effect, comparison and contrast, and lastly, problem and solution. So 5 lang yan, example ng ating informational or factual text types. Alright, so let's now have an example. Hello, Sir Mark Edward from Donna Asuncion Lee Integrated School, Dalis Division of Mabalacat City, Pampanga. Maraming salamat po sa mga teachers na tutors. God bless. And also sa mga teachers natin who would like to be part of our ETULay, just PM us. Even Sir Mark Anthony C. Talagang very passionate kayo na maging tutor. Please let us know. Right? So let's answer our learning task number 3. So we need to read and analyze the text below, complete the table by identifying the types of text, their purposes, and the signal words used. Do this in your notebook. All right, so for question number 1. Sige, babasahin ko na po Pero pwede nyo na rin basahin. Silent reading na lang tayo, gusto nyo? Sir, more silent reading? O babasahin ko talaga? Okay, babasahin ko po. Hello, Ma'am Imelda Ubando from Antipolo City. Hello po. Ayan. Number 1. All crocodilians. Yeah. All crocodilians are reptiles with long snouts, long tails, 4 short legs, tough skin, and sharp teeth. Members of the crocodilian family include alligators, crocodiles, caimans, and gavials. Crocodilians live in warm weather throughout the year, and they spend part of their time in the water and part of their time on land. Almost all crocodilians grow to be very large, with the largest more than 20 feet long. There are 2 kinds of alligators, 14 kinds of crocodiles, 8 kinds of caimans, and 1 kind of gavial. Ayan, so may sumagot na ng Si Rayleigh Miguel Samonte. Description. Ang galing ah. So, let's see if tama ang sagot. Great, very good, Rayleigh Miguel. Tama ba ang pronunciation ko? Rayleigh or Riley? Okay na basta nasabi ko Rayleigh, no? So, description ang tamang sagot. So, this type of text or this text is a description type of text. So, descriptive. Very good, Sir Orlando. And the purpose is to describe. So, describe niya yung crocodilians. And the signal words natin are all crocodilians are, members of crocodilian, includes, there are. So, very good description or descriptive text. Next, number 2. Recently, scientists have gained an understanding of a crocodile's reproductive activity. Crocodiles mate in the water, where the buoyancy keeps them from crushing each other. Prior to mating, they are stylized. Prior to mating, there are stylized postures, jumping, submerged bubble blowing, and snout contact. After mating, hard-shelled eggs are laid in a nest, in a whole scoop in the sand. When it's time to hatch, the infant crocodiles begin a loud chirping sound that leads the female to the nest, which she excavates. Finally, when all the babies are accounted for, the mother crocodile transports them to the shallow water where they will remain under adult protection for weeks or months. All right, for number 2, what is the type of text? Ano yung purpose? And ano yung signal word natin? So parang may clue, Sir Mark, dun sa picture. May nakita na akong tamang sagot. Okay, very good, Riley Miguel Sabonte. So the answer is, very good, Lilia Ragas. The answer is sequence or sequencing text or chronological or sequential text. So, ano yung mga keywords natin? So, kasama si Ma'am Lilia, it's finally. So, recently, prior to, after, when it is time, and then finally. So, it describes the event kung paano daw yung nagre-reproduce or the crocodile's reproductive activity. Very good. Question number 3. All right. On the riverbanks of the Nile River, home to some crocodiles, there are many kinds of birds, sometimes called crocodile birds, because they are always hopping around crocodiles. The big crocodiles and the birds are useful to each other for several reasons. The birds eat flies and leeches that they find on the crocodile's skin and mouths. In this way, the birds get a good meal and the crocodiles get rid of the leeches and flies. Sometimes an enemy frightens the birds who scream and fly away. As a result of the noise, the birds give the crocodiles a warning of danger. Ayan, parang may mga nakikita rin tayong mga clue. Ano kaya itong type of text ito? What is the type of text for this text na binasa natin? So what do you think? Is this a sequence? Is this a cause and effect? Let's see. Very good, Sir Orlando. Correct. It's cause and effect. So the purpose is to refer what happened and why it happened. So ang clue natin ay the word because. They are always hopping and for several reasons and as a result. Tama si Jella Apolinar. And shout out from KCPS, Kidapawan City Division, Ma'am Marisa Baclayon. Hello po. Ayan. So Hannah Sarmiento, correct. It's cause and effect. And Matt Ivan Maravilla from Anilao Elementary School, Lipa. Ayan. Correct. It's cause and effect. Number 4. Okay, let's read the text number 4. In most parts of the world, there are not as many crocodiles as there used to be. This is a problem because crocodiles are becoming endangered and also crocodiles are necessary to the balance of nature. Many crocodiles have died because people dried up the swamps and marshes where the crocodiles live. Poachers o yung mga illegal na nag kumukuha or nagbebenta niyan. Poachers have also contributed to the dilemma as crocodiles have been designed for their strong, smooth, leathery skins. In order to preserve these mighty creatures, people must take care of crocodiles' environment and help put a stop to the needless shooting of these animals. Yan, ang bilis ni Riley Miguel na nagsagot. So, the answer is problem and solution. So, nakita niya yung word na this is a problem. Yan. So, it's a problem and solution. It tells about the problem and the possible solution. So, sinabi rito, we need to protect, take care of our environment and to stop the needless shooting. So, nabasa natin yung problem and the dilemma. Yan. So, the dilemma. Yan. So, tama si Mrs. Sousa, Miss Hannah, and Miss Mildred. Yes, correct. It's problem and solution. And for our last text, alligators and crocodiles, along with their relatives, the caimans and the gavials, are very much alike. These crocodilians are reptiles with long snouts, long tails, 4 short legs, tough skin, and sharp teeth. There are some differences, however. Gavials have the longest snout and the most teeth. Some people say that alligators and crocodiles differ in the shape of their snouts and the positioning of their teeth. Zookeepers say that crocodiles move faster than alligators and have nastier dispositions. May mga clue na tayo. Ayan, I think meron na tayong tamang sagot. The correct answer is compare and contrast or comparison and contrast. Ayan. So the answer is, comparison and contrast. So we show, or present the two, yung alligators and crocodiles, and pinag-ina natin kung ano yung alike or differences nila. So yes, ano yung signaling words natin? Along with, alike, differences, and differ. Or differ. Ayan. Alright, so again, here are the types of informational factual text: sequence, description, cause and effect, comparison and contrast, and problem and solution. So, very good, Ma'am Lilia, Jingabu, Yasmin, Arlina, Hannah, Mary Chris, and Mary Angeline Solano. Ayan. So, learning task number 4. So, we need to read and complete the table below and convert the details and do this on your notebook. So, in your notebook. So, kailangan nating mag-create din ng diagram or a graphic organizer. Ayan. So para mag-a-announcer ata si Sir Mark dito Alright, in this text, let's read. Ladies and gentlemen, in case of emergency, take the life jacket which is located under your seat. Put the life jacket over your head and then fasten the jacket tapes around your waist. Do not inflate the jacket until you left the aircraft. The jacket will automatically inflate by pulling a cord, but if not, you can blow into the chip to inflate it. A light is attached to the jacket for attracting attention. The life jacket should be removed only in case of emergency. The use of TV set, AM and FM radios, and radio cassette recorders, Walkman, and any mobile phones are prohibited on board as they interfere the communication and navigational system. We wish you an enjoyable flight. Ayan. So, from that text, we can say kahit wala tayong mga first, next, second, or finally, alam natin parang may clue na tayo. Very good, Miss Jesusa or Ma'am Jesusa Agkawili. So the text is, ayan, tulungan natin mga learners natin, di ba? Kung tatagalogin natin to parang si pilot sa isang, pwedeng sa airplane, no? Or kasi flight niya siya sa airplane. So kailangan na kung paano sa yung life jacket, saan makikita. So, familiar, lalo na sa mga sumasakay na ng airplane, yung mga bata or mga parents natin, teachers, narinig natin yan, di ba? Ang flight attendant ay nagde-demonstrate, no? Kung paano natin susutin yung life jacket, saan natin makikita, ano yung mga prohibited na yan. So, it's a sequence. Very good. So, itatype na natin. Ano yung possible na answer natin? Ano yung possible na title ng text na binasa natin? Sige nga, kasi kailangan natin isulat. So, tulungan natin mga learners. Ano yung possible title ng ating text na binasa? Yes, it's a sequence, it's a chronological. So, nasagot na natin, it's a type of text. May sagot na tayo rito. Ano yung possible title? Yes, Riley, yeah. Emergency, in case of emergency, yes. So, pwedeng in case of emergency or safety procedure, safety flight, emergency kit. Yeah. So, most likely it's like in case of emergency, no? Or a safety procedure. So, it's a sequence, and the purpose is to describe or present statements or events, item, or enumerate the procedures in case of emergency. And lastly, ito yung sample natin na parang graphic organizer. Ayan, may sagot na kayo mga bata ha, kung paano ano yung sagot natin sa ating module. So parang, yan, this is just an example, so pwede pa rin mag-vary yan, depende sa inyong pagkakaunawa. So like Orlando, sabi niya, safety protocols, pwede rin safety on board from Stephanie Keha. So from Ma'am Lilia, yeah, we'll do that in my class. So thanks for the tips. Yan po. Thank you, Ma'am Lilia. All right, next natin, learning task number 5. So similar din sa ginawa natin, we need to describe ano yung text, we need to complete the table, then make an appropriate graphic organizer. So let me read this text. Tsunami is a series of waves that are produced by the sudden movement of the seabed. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, underwater landslide, or even an asteroid. But frequently, they are set off by earthquakes occurring at a depth of less than 50 meters, measuring at least 6.5 in magnitude. At a magnitude of 8, a tsunami can be devastating. The shifts of the ocean floor cause water to be folded, lowering the sea level and deforming the surface of the ocean. Seismic waves are produced, which in turn trigger another series of waves in deep water far from the epicenter of the earthquake. The tsunami reaches a few thousand centimeters, but its height increases as the bottom of the ocean floor rises. In the extreme cases, the waves take on speed of 500 to 800 kilometers per hour when the water is very deep, decreasing in speed to about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour as they approach the coast. The waves can reach heights of up to 30 meters, breaking one after the other at intervals of 10 to 40 minutes, sweeping away everything in their path. Tsunami, which is a Japanese word for harbor wave, occurs mainly in regions of strong tectonic activity. Alright, so ayan, may title na agad si Riley, Tsunami, a crashing wave. Very good. So, let's answer the table. So again, we're looking for possible title. Sabi ni Riley, Tsunami, a crashing wave. Okay naman. Okay, great. So yung iba naman, ano yung title kaya ninyo? Sabi ni Jovit Manalo, Tsunami Formation. So this type of text is description text. Very good. Very good, Hannah. Very good, Jingabu at Silevneve. I think kakaiba yung name niya. So sabi ni Orlando, characteristics and effects of tsunami. Very good. Tsunami, the big wave. Ayan. Parang title sa movie. Next is, it describes a tsunami, the characteristics and effects of tsunami. And lastly, it's that's how you can illustrate or draw a graphic organizer gamit itong sample natin, a tsunami. So it gives us to alert people, to give alertness to people. Very good, Riley. All right, so that ends our session for English 6. So I hope na marami kayong natutunan at na inyong na-absorb yung mga ating text na binasa. Kahit na mabilis lang, I hope na kayo ay may natutunan at nasagutan natin ang ating module for English 6. So again, we would like to appreciate also the help of our parents, dear parents, sa paggabay ng kanilang mga anak. Kung wala po siyempre ang gabay ninyo, kailangan natin hindi rin magiging effective itong pagtuturo natin online. And kami mga, in behalf of the teachers, we would like to commend our learners din sa pagsisikap ninyo na matuto dahil kayo ay sumubaybay sa ating ETULay at kayo ay nag-aaral mabuti at sinasagutan ninyo ang inyong mga modules religiously. And we hope na ang ating ETULay ay nakakatulong kahit papaano sa inyo para masagutan at makadagdag kaalaman, makapagdagdag ng kaalaman sa inyong pag-aaral, lalo na sa itong subject na to na English. Na I know some of us we feel that English is something na katakot or mahirap matutunan. So I myself, I'm not really good in English, but as through reading and writing, practice lang yan. Katulad sa pag-gym, pagsusulat, pagpapalaki ng katawan, pag-exercise, practice. So we need to practice by, of course, by writing and by reading books so that we can have a plethora, sabi nga nila, a plethora of language or plethora of words, sabi nga, na matututuhan natin so that we can not just para lang mapakita natin, ang daming, may alam tayong bagong word, but also to make this a story or a word more fascinating, more para ma-imagine natin na mas malinaw yung isang kwento or text. Kasi if we know how to write, if we know how to read English and to deliver English text, mas na-animate natin kasi naintindihan natin yung binabasa natin. So, tulungan natin sa ating mga magulang, sa ating mga teachers, tulungan natin ang mga bata na mahalin at enjoyin ang pagbabasa, lalo na ang mga English text. So, we encourage our parents and teachers to guide our learners, to guide our kids to read books para kayo mag-English, reader body kayo. Alright? So, with that, we hope na marami kayo natutunan and magpapaalam na si Teacher Mark. Take care always, stay healthy, and have a good day. Enjoy your dinner. Bye-bye.
Ako si Kapitan Victor, ang iyong likod na bantay ng kalusugan. Kasama ko si Doc Pyros, kami magpapalakas ng resistensya nyo. Di ka na uubra parusa, magtago ka na. Dito sa Healthy, kasama nyo kami gawing healthy ang inyong katawan.
Fantastic!